My father invested the whole season planting sugarcane on a patch of land at the forest's edge. But after just a few nights, a herd of wild boars stormed in, destroying our hard work and threatening the family's livelihood. Fueled by determination, we couldn't just sit back and watch. At dawn the next day, we set out. Would this quest for justice succeed? Join us and find out. The plan was drawn up the night before. We'd form a wide perimeter, using hunting dogs to drive the boars toward our ambush points. We were geared up with terrain grip boots, walkie-talkies to stay connected, and rifles carefully loaded. Nearby, the pickup truck and our pack of hunting dogs were eager to jump into action. Before sunrise, the forest stirred awake with the sharp barks of our dogs. Every step was cautious, every sound analyzed. This hunt wasn't just about pulling the trigger. It was an art of patience and instinct. Then, the first prize appeared. A wild boar, startled out of hiding, charged into the open space right in front of us. I leveled my rifle, heart steady, breath held tight, and squeezed the trigger. Boom! The boar spun and crashed onto the dry grass. We moved up to the hilltop, a vantage point to watch all movement and predict the boar's path. As we arrived, the dog's urgent barking told us they'd driven another into the trap. Just as I raised my rifle, a teammate was faster. His shot dropped the boar instantly. Every successful shot, no matter who fired it, was a victory for the whole team. Emboldened, we spread out across surrounding hills, tightening the tactical circle. Experience spoke now, reading the wind, tracking faint signs, waiting patiently. My hunter's gut whispered, "Prey nearby, very close." The wild boar burst out. Unlucky for it, my bullet was waiting, pinning it down the moment it showed itself. By noon, the sun beat down fiercely. I moved to a gentle slope with open views to spot movement easily. Minutes later, a teammate radioed. A herd was being pushed downhill. My goal wasn't to shoot as many as possible, but to break their formation. The leader was always the prime target. I took careful aim and squeezed the trigger. The leader went down hard, sending the rest into chaotic flight. Right after, I radioed the escape routes of the others. Rapid gunfire from Kevin's position knocked down a few more. As evening fell, fatigue crept in, but focus never wavered. As we moved down the hill to load our haul, sudden frantic barks echoed nearby. Still some stragglers hiding? The wild boar burst from thick brush. My shot rang out, dropping it clean with a precise finishing bullet. That shot rippled through the quiet forest like a stone skipping across a lake, stirring the hidden prey. As another boar appeared, I fired the day's last bullet, driving it down and sealing an intense day of hunting. And just like that, dawn to dusk hunting came to an end. The back of our Jeep Gladiator was heavy with trophies. In a peaceful corner of rural Germany, wild boars have become a nightmare. In just 1 year, their numbers have skyrocketed by over 60% compared to the previous year, causing millions of euros in damage. Facing this crisis, the authorities have issued an emergency decree, calling hunters into the western forests, believed to be the stronghold of these wild beasts. And we couldn't stand by. We hit the trail immediately. What about you? Do you have the courage to join us in this battle? Get ready, because this time, there's no room for hesitation. At 5 a.m., we gathered at the forest edge, running through the plan one last time. Each of us quickly dispersed, silently moving into our assigned positions. Those tense moments of waiting always test us the most. Then, the target appeared, darted right across our line of sight. The moment had come. A sharp gunshot rang out. Though the result wasn't huge, it was enough to mark a strong start for today's battle. Without a moment's rest, I used my tracking device to pinpoint where they were hiding. As soon as I locked onto their position, I moved to the ambush spot, ready to take them out. Not long after, a strange sound came from the right. I quickly turned my eyes in that direction. The shape of the beast grew clearer, and with a steady finger, I pulled the trigger, taking down the target. These creatures have sharp hearing. The moment the shot rang out, they vanished deep into the forest. The wild boars here are incredibly wary. This is their home turf, so every movement they make is careful and deliberate. But years of hard-earned experience from countless hunts allow me to read their trails and accurately predict the direction they'll come from. And the moment they stepped into my sights, boom! Down it went, right there on the spot. A clean, decisive finish amid intense tension. This dense forest is truly the perfect refuge for the wild boars, every sense on high alert. In a breathless moment of silence, the prey suddenly bolts across. No time to hesitate. My finger tightens on the trigger instantly. The shot hits the mark. Never before has taking down prey been so fast and effortless. There's clearly no luck here. This is the result of relentless training and hard-earned skill that only a true hunter possesses. Pressing deeper into the heart of the forest, every step careful and silent to avoid alerting the wild boars. There it is! Not rushing the shot, I stay calm, eyes locked on every stride it takes. The distance closes in. When the target reaches the perfect position, I hold my breath and squeeze the trigger. The second bullet puts down a tough opponent. I exhale in relief after a flawless takedown, cutting off the advance of these beasts and stopping them from causing any more damage.
Trousse qui passera à quelques mètres de Théo.
The alertness never fades. These wild beasts can appear suddenly, without warning, anywhere. It's this lurking uncertainty that creates intense pressure. But we're no amateurs. We've trained hundreds of times for moments like this. And when the moment truly arrives, every reflex and skill kicks into overdrive, enabling us to complete the mission swiftly and precisely. Amidst the thick tangle of trees, the wild boars hide with cunning skill, making them harder to spot than ever. Yet, Jay's sharp eyes miss no movement. A decisive shot, perfectly precise. That marked the end of today's hunt, just as night began to fall. In the harsh, freezing lands of Turkey, wild boars don't just survive, they thrive. Thanks to their thick layers of fat and dense fur that fiercely defend them against the bone-chilling cold. Despite the bitter weather, they keep moving relentlessly, foraging for food and leaving a trail of destruction wherever they roam. To stop this nightmare, we moved in immediately, armed with determination and unyielding will. Are you ready? Let's get started. After days of freezing cold, today, the clear sky opened a golden opportunity for a challenging hunt. Without hesitation, we quickly packed our gear, ready to face whatever dangers lay ahead. As soon as we arrived, the team scattered, tracking the wild boar's trail. Soon enough, the baying of hunting dogs picking up the scent echoed through the air. We hurried toward the spot. When the beast came into sight, the bullet flew, dead on target. That ended a tense chase. The animal weighed in at 200 kilograms, a true wrecking machine. It's hard to imagine what this place would look like under the claws of such a fierce predator. Just a few hundred meters away, Leon's team arrived at their position and quickly spotted the target. They swiftly chose the right spot and angle, adjusting their scopes toward the prey. A sharp gunshot echoed through the cold air. Despite its desperate attempt to escape, the beast fell right there. Cheers erupted, a celebration of a quick, precise shot. We couldn't stay still, constantly moving, every step aimed at increasing our chances of spotting the prey. The gunshots echoed, spooking them into a quick retreat. Without hesitation, I adjusted my scope and squeezed the trigger. That precise shot made controlling the hunt faster and more effective than ever. The temperature kept dropping, snow falling heavier, but no more targets appeared. We decided to head back, carrying with us the hard-earned success of the day. Next day, we boldly ventured into the neighboring forest. This time, without the aid of hunting dogs. Every sense was on high alert. From keen observation to detecting scents and sounds. That's how we spotted our next target. As its silhouette slowly came into view, I knew I had only one shot. Not letting it escape, I pulled the trigger immediately. Another perfect shot, adding a fresh victory to the tally. Pressing deeper into the heart of the forest, my eyes stayed sharp, scanning every movement without missing a beat. When an unusual sound and a strong scent approached, I immediately prepared for whatever might come. Suddenly, the wild boar herd charged through. Despite my quick shot, I only managed to bring down one. Their speed was incredible. They escaped the rest of the barrage. Wasting no time, I quickly alerted Leon to intercept the wild boars that had just fled. Just as expected, Leon swiftly took down the target with a series of precise shots, successfully cutting off the escape route of these beasts. The gunfire echoed, not only as the end of the chase, but as the sound of liberation, freedom from the destruction these wild boars leave in their wake each time they appear. Battle is over, and the freezing cold couldn't stop our resolve. On the way back, we were all exhausted, but relieved. The threat had at least quieted for now. The wild boars are still out there, and we'll be back. If you want to join us on more heart-pounding hunts ahead, hit like and subscribe. See you on the next challenging hunt up in the hills, full of new thrilling moments. Several days had passed, and the wild boars still managed to avoid the traps we set, despite our careful camouflage. The damage was devastating. Over 5 acres of farmland had been completely destroyed, with the estimated loss reaching nearly $30 million. After repeated failures with the traps, we decided to change our strategy. With our weapons in hand, we moved directly into the battlefield. From this moment on, this was no longer just a hunt. It had become a life or death battle between the hunters and the prey. To restore peace for the people here. Do you think we will succeed? Stay tuned to find out. Our destination on this hunt was the vast sugarcane fields in southern Spain, where the thick cane groves serve as both a food source and a perfect hiding place. However, today, this place was no longer safe, as we, seasoned, skilled hunters, had arrived. I moved slowly, carefully scanning every step I took. Was there a sound from within the cane? Suddenly, a massive boar burst out unexpectedly. I was well accustomed to this kind of situation. With a lightning-fast shot, the boar dropped instantly as soon as it appeared. That reflex was honed through years of training, something I've perfected over time. With modern tracking equipment in hand, locating the wild boars became more precise and proactive than ever before. Suddenly, the device buzzed rapidly, the sound growing increasingly urgent. My grip tightened on the rifle, ready for whatever might come next. In less than a minute, a rustling noise broke the silence, followed by the appearance of the intruder. A swift, decisive pull of the trigger instantly took control of the situation, bringing the prey down. An indescribable feeling rose within me, not just the thrill of bringing down a target, but the victory of human skill combined with the power of technology. In the sugarcane fields, the edge of the field was the area where wild boars most frequently appeared, because from here, they could easily slip into the neighboring forest if they were spotted. My team and I were ready for an ambush, and just as expected, a wild boar quickly appeared. The sound of the shot rang out sharply. Boom! The massive beast collapsed to the ground, and the whole team let out a sigh of relief. A perfect execution, denying it any chance of escape. The result exceeded our expectations. A wild boar weighing over 150 kilograms had been successfully subdued. The joy was overwhelming, marking another well-earned victory for the team's meticulous preparation and timely reaction. As we moved toward James' position, the hunting dog's bark suddenly echoed through the still air, this time more urgent and relentless than usual. Without hesitation, I slipped through the sugarcane, pushing deeper inside. The barks grew louder, my heart pounding with every beat, but my legs kept moving forward. With all my courage, skill, and precise judgment. There it was! Right in front of me! My finger tightened on the trigger. A clean shot, ending the tense standoff in an instant. Can you feel the thrill of that decisive moment? Not a moment to rest. We pushed forward another few hundred meters when the sound of the hunting dogs echoed once again. There was no doubt about it. The wild boar was close. Every sense immediately sharpened, focused on the increasingly distinct sound. The barking grew louder. and through the radio, my teammate relayed the boar's direction. It charged straight into my sights, but it was too late. One shot, and the chase was over. The skills of a hunter are always honed, ingrained in every hand that holds a rifle, because they are the key to our success. Mistakes are not an option. The hunt seemed to be nearing its end, but once again, the hunting dogs proved their worth. With their keen sense of smell, they quickly picked up the trail of the wild boar, following its distinct scent. No matter how good the boar was at hiding, it had no chance against the sharp noses of our trained dogs and our unwavering determination. And once again, peace was restored to this land. In the dense forests of Serbia and Turkey's rugged mountainous regions, wild boars are causing increasingly severe damage. In the Balkan region alone, it's estimated that over 20,000 hectares of agricultural land are destroyed by wild boars each year. They not only ravage cornfields and orchards, but also recklessly attack humans and livestock. The situation has become so serious that many local authorities have had to issue permits for professional hunting teams to intervene. What will be the outcome? Stay tuned to find out. Early morning in the deep forests of Serbia, a familiar hunting hotspot for many professional teams. William and his crew arrived well before dawn. At strategically positioned outposts scattered throughout the area, they lay in silent ambush, poised for their moment. Their luck arrived sooner than expected. A large sounder of wild boars suddenly emerged just as the team settled into position. Without hesitation, they immediately deployed an encircling formation. A precise volley of gunfire left the entire group no time to react. Every target was downed in mere minutes. Following their impressive opening round, Williams' team continued tracking remaining traces. With seasoned expertise, they quickly identified new targets hiding in the forest. One by one, the boars were eliminated with near-perfect accuracy. Amidst the dense forest silence, gunfire echoed relentlessly. The result? More targets downed in rapid succession. Their masterful skills and seamless teamwork delivered success beyond expectations. However, these wild boars proved to be formidable opponents. Sensing danger, they quickly adapted their tactics, hiding in dense thickets and narrow mountain crevices. William immediately ordered an expansion of their search perimeter, splitting the team into smaller units while maintaining constant coordination. The strategy paid off. Those shadowy figures appearing and disappearing were finally detected and swiftly eliminated. Not just in Serbia, in Turkey's Rocky Highlands, John was also engaged in his own battle against wild boars. While still en route to his ambush point, a large sounder of wild boars suddenly appeared on the steep mountain road ahead. The panicked herd charged forward at breakneck speed. John managed only a few quick shots, dropping several targets. Most of the sounder escaped into the wilderness. Refusing to concede, he immediately initiated pursuit operations, determined to prevent any targets from leaving the hunting zone. Along the hillside, familiar dark shapes flickered between the trees. Seizing the moment, John swiftly raised his rifle, dropping each target with methodical precision. Every shot landed with astonishing accuracy, a testament to the seasoned skills of a veteran hunter. Though the prey kept darting for cover, not a single target escaped his deadly aim. Tracking the boars to a forest edge clearing, a fierce boar suddenly pivoted and charged, an extremely dangerous situation. Yet, with lightning reflexes, John reloaded and took it down just in time. After this tense standoff, he continued sweeping the area. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the hunt concluded with complete success. Dozens of wild boars had been eliminated from the region, making a crucial impact on controlling agricultural damage. Did you know that wild boars in Australia have become a serious menace? In New South Wales alone, their population has skyrocketed to 6 million, causing tens of millions of dollars in damage every year. It's a staggering figure that's forced the government to act fast, mobilizing hunting teams to plunge deep into the heart of the crisis to stop these destructive beasts. Can they reclaim the land from this growing threat? Join us for the thrilling hunt that follows and witness the battle unfold firsthand. At the crack of dawn in the New South Wales fields, John's hunting team roared down the road toward today's target zone. The truck's tires churned through dust and the fresh tracks etched into the field. Suddenly, an odd noise caught John and his crew's attention. In the distance, a wild boar bolted across the field in a frenzied sprint. The driver swerved, hot on the beast's trail, weaving with precision to close the gap and set John up for the shot. Locked and loaded, John took aim and fired with deadly accuracy as the boar entered his sights. The beast collapsed. Not the biggest prize, but the first trophy of the day. The team let out a collective sigh of relief after the heart-pounding chase. The truck barreled forward toward the next field, right on schedule. Upon arrival, the team swiftly took their ambush positions. It charged out from the field, but before it could reach the forest's edge, it crumpled under John's shot. lightning-fast pinpoint strike that brought a little more peace to the field. With the sun climbing high, the sweltering heat thickened the air, but Leon held his ground in the heart of the field. His eyes scanned every movement, missing nothing. His patience paid off. A wild boar emerged from the corn rows, stepping right into his crosshairs. Giving it no chance to react, a shot rang out, leaving the beast lifeless on the field. One more step towards saving these fields from the claws of those monstrous invaders. Under the scorching midday sun, the team retreated to rest, gearing up for a fiercer hunt deep in the dense forest. By 4 p.m., they advanced to the boar's hideout, where the beasts were biding their time, ready to swarm down and ravage the crops. This time, the strategy shifted. The team split into small groups, moving into position to tighten the noose. Less than 10 minutes in, the first rustles echoed through the trees as a pack of wild boars slunk through the undergrowth. Shots rang out, each one timed with deadly precision. One by one, the boars fell, none escaping. A flawless ambush that put an end to the threat looming over this land. After pressing on for a bit, John paused to catch his breath, his eyes still scanning the surroundings. As expected, another boar slipped into view, right in his crosshairs. Raising his rifle, he took aim and fired at the perfect moment. One shot was all it took to drop the beast instantly. What do you think of that clean takedown? Drop a comment below and let us know. At the same moment, Jay held his position elsewhere, lying in wait with eyes sharply scanning the surroundings. It didn't take long before a shadowy figure crept into his sights, unaware of the ambush set in advance. With lightning-fast precision, Jay squeezed the trigger. The beast collapsed without a sound, without a fight.